Yo, what's going on, guys? So, welcome back to another Save the World video. This is Storm Shield Defense 8, if you don't know how to read. Let me just put down my base here before I forget. Let's get started. Now, this will be a little bit different from the last one, besides the obvious fact that it's a different Storm Shield defense. Last time, we were able to take advantage of the trap durability glitch that basically allowed you to kill yourself and respawn multiple times with Machinist Harper in your support squad for basically additive trap durability every time you respawn. So we were able to get pretty much infinite durability, and with that we don't have to worry about traps being used up really, and accordingly we're able to solo it with the empty survivor squad at a super low power level. But now, unfortunately, that glitch seems to have been patched, so I'm back at my normal power level. Basically, I just replaced all the survivors in everything except for the tech squads, which affect trap damage, basically. Replaced all the other squads with trap durability survivors. So we're up to about 250% trap durability. And I think the squad is pretty much the same as last time, if we can see that. Yeah. I don't need to really go over that. But yeah, so the traps should be doing pretty much a lot more damage this time. So really, even though this is a higher Storm Shield defense, it should be easier than the last one. Because yeah, I just don't want them using up so much of my traps now that they can actually do so. But as you can see, yeah, it's definitely making quite a difference. Everything's getting pretty much eaten up just by these gas traps right as they spawn. They're not really even making it up here. Probably have a little bit more interesting stuff later on when we get Smashers and whoever else wants to cause trouble, but yeah. I would like to see them go a little bit farther just because it's kind of fun having them walk up this ramp and then flying with these wall launchers down here. They have to walk all the way up and around, but no, they're just getting taken out at spawn with the gas traps. Still the most overpowered item in the game, in my opinion. And one other change, I believe, since the last time we ran this is those cannonball traps that you can see bouncing back and forth there, just to the exit of the spawn, used to pierce the super shielder, aka hamster ball husks. Now that's no longer the case. They get destroyed by the shield, and they do like eat up the shield over time, but yeah. So not quite as overpowered, but still kind of a fun trap. And it looks like we just saw a husk go off the map. I'm not sure how, because what, did they just fall through the ground? I don't know if you guys saw that little HUD element. But yeah, I guess I should have rushed to do all the way up to 10 while we still had that trap durability exploit, but hindsight's 2020, so here we are, doing it like a normal person. At least it's legit this way. No appearance of impropriety. There we go, so that's the first wave already done. First wave is always home base from the east, and it's always extremely easy. And I think this is the same second wave we had last time as well, so let's just put down our base, perhaps around here. And let me just double check that these ramps haven't got blown up since last time. Now it looks good. Still an entrance way there. And here. Awesome. So the Huskers can walk up this artificial ramp here, sent this way by the launcher into this timeout room, and just get out of the way, so keep on going. More timeout rooms, launchers, timeout rooms, and I went with flame grill traps instead of the normal retractable floor spikes, sometimes just because of nature smashers. Thank you for proving my point, buddy. Of course, nature smashers are fairly hard to kill, and also everything's built out of metal, and nature husks do double damage to metal. So I want to make sure to take out the nature guys 100%. So flame grill traps. And yeah, as you can see, the durability is back to normal. 65 uses, and the trap has no durability perks on it. So without the survivor durability bonuses, I think it would be about 30 or 35 uses, probably 30 uses. But yeah, so we got level 116 husks. So it's really nothing too crazy. These are really just the level of husk you see in the high levels of the game anyways. If you do 4-player level 100 missions, you see level 118 husks. So this is nothing too out of the ordinary. And we don't have our like perfect survivor squads, but we still have enough slotted in offense to be able to pretty much kill stuff manually if we need to, as you can see. And nothing's really putting up a fight this way. I'm not even sure what we'll spawn at. I haven't heard any propanes. Looks like we've got lobbers and smashers basically. So I'm just gonna retreat a bit so the lobbers don't target me. It's always a little bit counterintuitive. What people seem to have a lot of trouble on SSDs is when the lobber waves come, your instinct is to run out there and try and take out the lobbers. Understandable, but what you really need to do is if you have good trap tunnels, just stay way back, and the lobbers won't be able to target the actual amplifier from all the way back in the spawn, so they'll walk into the tunnels trying to get a better line of sight, and the traps will eat them up. And that is that. And man, even these smashers are getting eaten up so early. We might be able to get all the way to Storm Shield defense number 10 without them ever making it through the tunnel, which is pretty crazy. Of course, I'm not really over leveled. I mean, I'm like right now I'm power level 120. So I would say appropriately leveled for these enemies, but compared to last time when we soloed at power level 50, it's definitely quite a bit easier this time around. And let's see, while we're waiting around here, so you can see we've got our defenders over there at amplifier C, I believe it is. In case of takers, we can just reposition them if need be. And haven't made too many other changes that I can think of. I'm not sure if this has been done before, walling off. I've seen people block off this area, but it's normally just sort of a hard block and just waiting for them to beat through here, and then having this all walled off with these sort of floor tiles, so they have to try and beat their way through here while getting gas trapped. And instead what I did was I did hard block this off, but basically created an artificial bridge for them so that when they spawn up there, they're going to try and walk across here and they just end up in the same tunnel as everything else. Yeah, it seems to be working pretty well. This should not be open. I'm not sure why that is open. I guess something must have got underneath and broken up through it, but how could they have? There's no sign that anything broke through. That's quite strange. Maybe just a rogue smasher. Smasher's gonna smash. Can't really stop them to do what they want, so we'll put a trap back down. And the 130 traps on me, so I'll craft them real quick. So far, great success. Yet again. And, oh yeah, I was going to mention these wall lights. I haven't done really extensive testing. This is kind of anecdotal, but I've noticed that I think there's kind of a misunderstanding about how the impact, or so-called impact counter, works in this game, because a lot of people like David Dean and stuff, who is generally a great authority on this stuff, talk about using traps with high impact, like wall lights, or he prefers the dynamos, to wear down the impact so they'll get pretty much able to be launched by the floor launchers. And I've noticed that a lot of the wait, E? Oh yeah, this one, okay. A lot of the times, though, when they'll their impact will get worn down by the wall lights, and they'll get stunned or staggered or whatever, where they're sort of knocked on their butt and they have stars flying around their head. But they're immune to the wall launchers and floor launchers during that period, so it's kind of weird. I'm not exactly, probably not explaining that very well, but what ends up happening is, like, I think the wall lights use up their impact counter, so they're stunned. But since they're already stunned, then their impact counter goes back up, and then the wall or the floor launcher will try and knock them, but their impact counter isn't down anymore. If that makes any sense, I don't know. Definitely want to do some more testing about that. Looks like we got propanes again, and lobbers. You can hear them, and flamers. So I think this is actually the exact same wave we had last time in the last video, and this time it should be even easier because once again our stats are way higher, even though the Husky are a little bit higher level as well. Shouldn't be an issue. Everything's just making it a futile sim, and I would go look closer, but I don't really want to get propaned, so it's actually not. And let's see, while we're over here, can take a look at some of these other amplifiers. This is kind of interesting, that if you place down amplifiers in a certain order, some of them will never get attacked, or at least not on certain waves. So, like, for example, the most recent two that I've placed are this one, which is the bridge amplifier, which I believe is F for me, and G, up on there. And neither of these should get attacked. And if they do, then things will go very wrong, because I haven't built for them at all. So yeah. So let me see if we're looking at the map. So yeah, you can see the order I placed down my amplifiers. One to the south first, A, then B to the west, then C farther south, then D, Jesus, voice crack. D is over there to the southeast, and then E is this current one, which is in the pit. And then I placed down F, which is one on the bridge over there that still hasn't been attacked and won't. I think it will eventually maybe be attacked, but not yet anyways. And that cuts off the west spawn for the pit amplifier, which is the more challenging one, because you have to actually deal with them dropping down into the pit a bit more. But it's not really too bad. And yeah, actually I'm not entirely sure if this one will ever get attacked or not. I kind of hope it does, because looks like a really fun area to defend. I was helping a friend build up his amplifier, and you can pretty much put wall launchers all over here, sending them into the lava. Look, just all these wonderful lava pockets. Just beautiful. And I'm pretty much just leaving that current defense going, by the way. I don't think anything will really go wrong. The only thing that can go wrong is propanes, and propanes will only throw at me, and I'm not anywhere close. And let's see. This one we'll probably have to build up soon. I'm taking this opportunity because now, since we're doing a defense, we have the storm shield barrier removed, so we can kind of explore around a little bit. So looks like pretty straightforward. They just come up this big ramp, I assume. Whoop. There's the lava bomb. Watch out. And let's see, would this one be able to be attacked? I'm not entirely sure if F would block this from the west or not, because F is farther out. It's always kind of unclear. But even if it does, not really anything too complicated other than the fact that there's... I don't know if this is just a lava floor hazard thing or if there's actual lava bomb there. That'd be a bit more of a problem. And then, let's see. After we complete this mission, knock on wood, the next one I'm planning to place is here. This will be Amplifier H. And I believe this can only be attacked from the south. And I've helped defend this on my friends' storm shield defenses a few times. And pretty much you have the spawn right at the bottom of this ramp, and gonna put a bunch of gas traps and various damage as they're walking up here. And then they're all going to be, hopefully most of them will be taken out by the time they get to the crest of this hill. And then I'm planning to put the 5x impact floor launchers on these stair steps down, so smashers, whoever, make it past the top of the hill, land here, get launched up, take fall damage. And originally I was planning to put wall lights around the edge of these floor launcher platforms, but like I said, I need to do a little bit of testing and see if the whole impact counter thing is like actually an effective method. So we can also take a look at this first storm shield east side now that it's no longer being attacked. So we just have the spawn trap gas traps. You can see these ones have taken about 30 or something. Can't do math uses. There we go. And this is one kind of slight change I made to David Dean's ramp design here. I've got a double ramp, and the reason for that is that occasionally smashers just do smasher things and they start breaking down ramps, even though it'll end up delaying them more than if they just walked along it. And giving them basically an extra one means that if the smasher breaks down this, the other husk can just easily take a detour around. And yeah, that has worked out very well. Alright, so now FRC, and this is where we've got our defenders. Let me just place my base down here. And once again, disappointed about these flinger traps, the lobbing points. I even put these helpful directional indicators for them. Make it quite apparent that this is the spot to lob and fling from, but they don't seem interested. And let's see what we have spawning. More loggers, flingers, blasters, which means it's my cue to leave. And last time this was also the Taker wave amplifier. We'll see about that. And again, we've got the sniper guys. They all have piercing sniper rifles, which, if you guys don't know, if you don't really play the game much or if you're new to it, there's a few weapons in the game. Most popular ones being this, the neon sniper, which is now sort of in the base game in that you can recruit it from the collection book. And the Obliterator, aka 50 cal, aka whatever it's called in Battle Royale, the Heavy Sniper, which is coming to the expansion set soon, theoretically. And both of these basically have FMJ infinity, so you can just shoot through anything, including player-built structures and even the actual terrain. And these AI defender guys essentially have aimbot with them, or wall hacks, or whatever you want to call it. So as you can see, they're all aiming through the walls. We don't have an actual line of sight, but they're aiming at the husks. And the reason I've put them farther back is so they won't actually shoot at them, because we only really want them to be shooting at these takers if they get too close, because they're kind of a hazard to my well-being. And yeah, the defender thing apparently isn't really actually a bug, which kind of, it makes sense for the neon sniper. Excuse me. Makes sense for the neon sniper, which, as you can see, this is the one with the sort of infrared or thermal or whatever scope that works through walls. And so this one's obviously intended to behave like that. And the Obliterator came after the neon sniper, so it's not really game breaking in any way, but it is kind of strange that the defenders are able to see through walls with it, because it doesn't have any kind of thermal scope or anything. And, yep, looks like the defenders took out the taker. Good job, boys and girls. So we've got one red dot over here. What is it? Is it a flinger? No, it's just a stupid blaster. What are you doing over here, you idiot? Ooh, a little bit weak here. Let's kite this feller back to the defenders. Help me out, guys. Taker. Boy. Well, this is a perfect opportunity to use one of these campfires that I've finally bothered leveling up. You Battle Royale players may recognize this. I got more takers. I'm gonna steal my health again. Oh, for goodness sake. Takers also are another thing that's bugged. I'm pretty sure I've noticed. I noticed this when I was. Well, it doesn't matter. Basically, takers don't seem to properly trigger traps, or especially not ceiling traps. And the reason they do normally still get taken out in the tunnels is just because you have so many other mobs pretty much constantly activating the AoE gas traps that they hit the takers whenever the takers get in there. But I noticed because back whenever the Retrieve the Data beta storm was active, there was this sort of funny technique where you could essentially put down your constructor base with the maximum power modulation, like structure healing perk, and just pretty much sit in a one by one around the objective with wall launchers covering it, and just AFK while the base basically would out heal the mobs beating on it. And because nothing was getting killed, they were just getting pretty much delayed by the wall launchers. You could just sit there for the entire mission. It's pretty hilarious. But anyway, so I'm sitting in this one by one, and there was taker, so I tried putting ceiling trap, and didn't work. Taker just flies right in, isn't affected by it. So pretty weird. More testing could be done there, I guess. And I've kind of created a mess here. I'm used to having the enhanced demolition, but we don't have that. All the defense is running, so we have to manually take this out. Just like old times. takers, I want to take a look around, but these takers are interfering a little bit. As you can see, we've got this fancy lava shield because there's a lava bomb that hits here, and the lava bomb destroys everything in a 3x3x3 cube. So 3 tiles up with the lava shield, and pretty much the higher up the lava shield is, the more likely they are to just try and break through it, which is why that portion of the lava shield is made of tier 3 metal, and the rest is fine just being tier 1, or even would be fine with wood probably. And it looks like we actually have a few things I've tried to get into the flinger drop, which is awesome. I don't know if it was actually flingers or not. Should have been paying attention. No, it's not. Got another taker on me. Fantastic. Everybody. We still have a campfire and it's gone down. That's a shame. Stupid takers. I put one of my defenders maybe a little bit farther forward. I'd move these takers. Then if I was giving them assault rifle or something. Like that. Because I really want to see if who's actually going into the flinger traps. So there we got a flinger. Where's he going? He's scuttling off into the main area. It's not really a good test when I'm standing here because my build detected me and that'll change their pathing, unfortunately. See this guy. But flingers don't seem to usually pay attention to players that much, so I'm not sure. Nope. Do your job, you super hard hat. Failure. Alright, so wave 5-5, and wow, I think this is actually the exact same waves we got in the last one, so this is pretty much an easier version of the last video. But yeah, we got D again, and oh, nice! We got D from the east this time. I don't think I've ever actually gotten to test this side of it before. Oh, we got 30 seconds. So I'm just trying to find a good spot for my base. I think maybe here, because I believe the majority of them should be spawning over here, if I remember. Let's see. Yeah, we got a few tentacles over here, so these guys will hopefully just walk into the bouncy castle over here, or right into the damage trap area over there. But yeah. This is the same build I've had since pretty much whenever I first placed down this amplifier. And I don't know if it's ever even gotten tested. All I did was basically bash out all the 82 traps and put down properly leveled ones. Oh yeah, that's right. Excellent. We have the Pit of Death here getting tested out. Full of cannonballs. Unfortunately, these guys are landing on top of the walls. That's kind of strange. Outstanding. And we got propanes too. Okay, good to know. And smashers just flying is absolutely phenomenal. Exactly what we want to see. Those are the hamster balls. They're always pretty funny to see flying around. And man, okay, I'm gonna see if I can turn on first person mode, or however it's called. How do I do this? First person camera. Yeah. Just to get a better view of this, and I'll turn off all the HUD stuff too, actually. Hang on. Crafting bar, vertical, very health, team info, pick up, blah, 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 whatever. Off, off, off. Oh, this is probably gonna bite me in the butt, but yeah. Oh, here's Smasher. I hear Smasher dying. Oh, and we hear Smasher not dying. Okay, I can't see his health. This may have been a mistake, potentially. One thing I changed from last time, this used to be a wall light here, and now it is a wall launcher, so hopefully this guy will walk here and get launched before he charges. Oh, and he's actually getting killed before he charges. Just was, well... And try and build in this strange mode is a little bit difficult. I think that's what I want. Smasher just looks so incredibly funny when they're flying. Maybe if you get a better view from on top of here, trying to maneuver around in first person. The field of view is like completely different too, so this is kind of sketchy parkour going on. See if I can make a little platform to stand on. What, I'm on like 30 field of view or something, I swear. This building is super cringy to watch, is just incredibly disorienting to me. Trying to get the perfect line of sight here. Watch the bouncy castle. Yeah, this is definitely looking forward to having this side attack. This is one of the coolest opportunities to build an entire game using these wall launchers. And you just have this natural pit. And also what's kind of cool is they do actually have a way out of this pit. They can walk all the way around and I believe end up somewhere over there to the southeast. So they're not just going to fall down there and despawn. They'll actually be delayed and have to walk a super long way all the way around. And just pretty much get infinitely delayed. And luckily this is a survive for a certain amount of time wave, not kill a certain amount of enemies. But even if it was, we do have damage traps over here for these smashers. And get another smasher here getting killed, it looks like. And we have damage traps down at the bottom. We have the wooden floor spikes to slow them down, and freeze traps to obviously freeze them. And all the while they're getting blasted by those new cannonball traps, so pretty nice. And see some more smashers being found. Outstanding. And realistically, it'd be smart to put a few more gas traps out in front of this bouncy house build because it's kind of a waste to use up the launchers on the little husks, which could easily be just like completely killed by a gas trap. It's really, but it's just kind of fun to watch them fly around. But yeah, it's best. This is really important. It's like designed for the propanes and also for the smashers mainly because they're a lot harder to kill with damage traps at a certain point. And they look absolutely hilarious when they're flying. I still do hear a smasher over here, I think. Let me see if I can just turn on the HUD element that shows me the smasher's health. I wasn't really paying attention. I sort of turned off everything. Let's see. Target info maybe. No. To add in-world indicators. Yeah, there we go. You guys think I'm crazy right now. I hear this smasher right next to me in my headset, but maybe I'm just tripping right now. doesn't matter. I'd rather just watch these guys go flying than this. And it would make, for this bouncy build, it would make a little bit more sense to have sort of dividers like in the middle of this pit so they don't go flying too far. Like you saw that guy straight ahead just bounced from one side all the way and landed on the other side, which you don't want. And there it happened again. So that's not exactly ideal. It'd be better to have barriers in the middle so that they get so they go flying and then hit the barrier and fall straight down into the pit. But it looks more entertaining this way, so there we go. And that looks like a smasher type of health bar. Luckily it's still getting taken out just in time, so you have to wait to the next, hopefully by the next storm shield they'll actually be getting through there, or I guess hopefully not, but it'll be more interesting if they do. Oh yeah, and having dividers in the middle of this will also prevent them from landing on top of the cannonball traps. And it looks like you can see one of those cannonball traps there, where the dome shielder just landed, is actually missing. So I guess someone landed on top of it and got frustrated and just broke it. So definitely don't want them landing on top of those. But what are you going to do? Besides, implement the solution that I already mentioned. Oops. There we go. So another absolutely perfect run. No amplifier took any damage whatsoever. Pretty nice. I might actually record build and record for the next Storm Shield Defense number 9 pretty soon, because at the moment public matchmaking is broken. Epic just kind of hit it out of the park with this latest update, and it boots you from a lobby as soon as you get into it, pretty much universally. So guess it's a good time to work on building up this Storm Shield, and let's see what tier of chest I got. You would think this merits a tier 6 chest, but you never know. They don't tend to be that generous. Yeah, nah, just soloing Twine Storm Shield 8 with 0% damage doesn't really do it for maximum tier chest. I could do better somehow, theoretically. Alright, thank you guys for watching.